and Nedbank's 2014 Simply Biz seminars. Get inspired by SA's top homegrown entrepreneurs. Find out how they tackled common business challenges and make growing your business happen.
I've chosen not to go and injure people that have injured me. I've chosen to read up what was done to me. I've chosen to read spiritually what was done to me, to forgive immediately, never do that to other people, and rise above it. Truth always sets one free, you know, in life. And most of us don't want to acknowledge where we actually came from, because nobody wants to be known as marginalized, poor, or any of those things, because people hold it against you. My father started life as a plasterer, and my mom was a typist. And we lived in Bears Valley, and things were very challenging, especially as an only child. I think that's probably the greatest thing my father has done for me, is made it tough that I never gave up. And I think business requires that, because it's never quite easy street. Even successful business require a lot of residual energy. So I was a swimmer, and in those days 4 hours a day, and pretty much it's given me the resilience in this business since 1992 to hang on through tough times and to never give up. So sport is good. It's an absolute essential. Whatever you do, do well. And I must have got that notion very, very young. My earliest recall is probably 13 to 14, where I offer a money-back guarantee to teach their kid to swim. And from starting with 1 or 2 children, you get more leads. It's the same in business. If you do a job well, your referral business is way better than your advertising rate. School was tough for me because the only thing I got a star for was colouring in or drawing. I'm very glad it's over, but in hindsight, everything that went down prepared me for what I needed for business. So that's why I try and tell people today, when it's hard, it's your opportunity for success. My grandfather not only bought me the drawing books, the painting books, he bought me all the equipment to go with it. So I could spend hours doing that happily. And there again, the harder you practice, the luckier you become. I didn't know it was going to serve me as I got older, but it certainly did. Estee Lauder was my favorite brand because not only did I adore Estee Lauder being a woman, in those days women didn't really own companies, you know. And just seeing a female company self-held, it's still self-held today, even though she's passed. They had the most remarkable model called Karen Graham, who was mesmerizingly beautiful, but you could see she had a beautiful soul. And I think that was my draw card to try and get into cosmetics, because I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't even know that that really primed me for Jenna Clifford today. You can't walk around in a tracksuit all day if you're comfortable, and that's what I like, not for business anyway. And I think that kicked me up because it entered me into a world of glamour. It taught me how to apply makeup. It taught me the art of conversation. It taught me the art of not being shy. It taught me lots of subliminal talents. Not really knowing anything, I was literally a girl Friday. Even in those days, security was still an order of the day in manufacturing, because in the world you have to be careful, you're dealing with commodities. So not only did I have to watch the camera, open the door, make the tea, but I'm a very inquisitive girl and very arty. So it wasn't too long before I was weighing filings, standing over people's shoulders, having commentary, and that's really the way you learn, from an inquiring mind. And I also worked incredibly long hours for very little money. So I became indispensable within that factory. And that's how people can also grow careers, is being indispensable in your career. The first piece I actually designed was a Marbe ring, and I literally floated the gold, because in manufacturing, if you plate work and you can literally roll it with a bit of heat and spot out a bit of metal, and I did that. I did like crashing diamond waves over this huge Marbe pearl. That's how I first knew I had an incredibly bold nature. And I think that got traction and it got noticed. So that gave me another Quo Vadis and an awakening moment to be myself and not to fit in to what other people expect you to fit into. We're all unique, you know. One of my favorite sayings is, "Who said so?" And I encourage people to actually ask that. And after a couple of years, I wanted to do more customized work. And I decided to walk that lonely, what I saw as a higher road. And luckily it's paid off. I started a business not called Jenna Clifford, called Gold Swing. In those days, we used to love chains, you know, from all the chains, the old Belshire chains and foxtails, etc. So I don't even know why I called my company Gold Swing. I must have wanted to swing from the low to the high, clearly. With Gold Swing, I started knocking on doors. And in business, that is what you've got to do. There's nothing like face to face. With Venus and Serena Williams, I definitely did butterflies, because butterflies are the only living creature in the world that actually changes its DNA state. How more symbolic a butterfly, a jeweled butterfly with pink sapphires, beautiful tanzanites and diamonds. It's akin to who they are, really. And some of the other stars like Deborah Messing from Will and Grace, her father's actually still alive and a jeweler. What a privilege then to have somebody like her as a client. And Celine Dion, one of my absolute icons. She just loved my personal sapphire ring and bracelet, and her husband bought it for her, plus a bit of others. So she wears some of my personal jewelry, which is too wonderful. It like warms my heart totally. I think in retention in this company, it's been vital, because two women that have walked with me for most of my life, Cheryl Whitlock and Annette Pelfreman, as well as a host of other people. It is vital in a business that you have retention, because training or cross-training people, you can lose years, literally. Retain that excellence. It's vital. Staff retention is vital in most companies. I think it's something that's totally underestimated.
My name is Annette, and I'm a senior design consultant here at Jenna Clifford. Jenna and I indirectly started working together over 25 years ago. In this Morningside studio now, 18 years.
The people that have walked with me, we walk spiritually together, so there is absolutely no question of going somewhere else. We just wouldn't do it to each other. It's as simple as that.
The ambiance of the business, the truth, the respect. It's a social business, but a very personalized business. So you get to know your people like you get to know your family, actually better, because it's a far more open relationship. And then, of course, I could have all my animals around. Jenna and I see to the garden. Can't find any better place.
I bought this building with a small deposit and a very, very large bond, and I worked 24/7. I hardly slept, and I made sure that that business would definitely not fail. I put my heart and soul into it. In life, if you give to others what you most want yourself, you get it. So I've always been a very big activist for the humanities, in particular for women and children. And education for women is only a modern day phenomena, doesn't go back thousands of years. Women in business only goes back about 100 years, really, and in this country, possibly even less. So I just would advise, transcend pain, learn more, and you too will become an activist and also serve you in your business. As long as you put your mind to it and you're giving to the universe part of your talent. It's vitally important.
Nedbank is proud to vote small business. For updates on more Simply Biz seminars, go to simplybiz.co.za. Make things happen. Nedbank.